Hello there. My name is Neil. You've just caught me on a break from my duties as the Stay Safe Officer for Lincolnshire County Council. So whilst I've got your attention, how about we have a little discussion about personal boundaries? When you hear that word boundary, what do you think? The first thing that comes to mind for me is sport. The sports field or court which is contained in a boundary. The cricketer hitting a ball to the boundary. The idea is to contain space, not to cross the line, to keep people somewhere. So what are boundaries? All relationships need boundaries. A boundary is an imaginary line that separates me from you. They separate your physical space, your feelings, your needs and responsibilities from others. Your boundaries also tell other people how they can treat you, what's acceptable and what isn't. Without boundaries, people may take advantage of you because you haven't set limits about how you expect to be treated. So developing healthy boundaries when it comes to friendships and relationships is a big part of growing up. Being clear with what our boundaries are and having respect for other people's boundaries are the foundation of a healthy relationship later in life. So boundaries protect us emotionally and physically. When our boundaries are respected, we feel valued and listened to. So we're less angry and resentful because our needs are being met. Boundaries make our expectations clear, so people know what we are comfortable with and how we want to be treated. True friends in healthy relationships will always listen and respect our boundaries when we have communicated them clearly. So how do we set boundaries? The first step is identify your needs. What makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad? The second step, define your boundaries. What and who you are comfortable with. The third step, communicate your boundaries. Open and honest communication with friends and partners helps clarify what we are comfortable with. If somebody crosses your boundaries, tell them. Speak up. Lead the situation to a place of safety. Tell a trusted adult or support agency. Fourth step, overcome guilt. If you're afraid to disappoint people, you may feel guilt about setting boundaries. Everyone has boundaries, things they feel comfortable with. These may differ from person to person. However, protecting yourself and what you are comfortable with, emotionally and physically, is important for your well-being. And a true friend and healthy relationship will always respect this. The fifth step, trust yourself. Saying no when it's appropriate. Show you take care of yourself based on your needs and your priorities. But what can we do when people overstep these boundaries? Unhealthy boundaries involves a person ignoring your own or other people's values, their wants, their needs and limits. They can also lead to potentially abusive relationships. We all know that some people will do everything they can to resist our efforts to set boundaries. They will argue, blame, ignore, manipulate, threaten, or even sometimes physically hurt us. And while we can't prevent people from acting like this, we can learn to set clear boundaries and take care of ourselves. But you do need to understand the impact your actions and choices can have on others. Your actions will and do affect other people, often for a lifetime. So it's important to think about how other people feel or how we would feel if we were in that same position. Learning to respect boundaries at your age means understanding that when someone says no to something, it means no, and you need to listen and stop. No means I'm not comfortable. No means I don't like it. No is easy to understand. It is clear. When you say no, you deserve your answer to be heard and respected. If you feel uncomfortable kissing or hugging someone, you shouldn't have to. If you have a friend or family member who repeatedly doesn't listen to you, you have the right to challenge that. That's important for your self-confidence, your self-esteem and your independence. But it's also extremely important for your safety. It's about keeping safe. Telling them that you feel unsafe or uncomfortable can protect you from being abused. It should be made clear, however, that if anyone ever touches you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable or touches you in places you're not comfortable with, tell an adult you trust or contact the agencies shown on the screen. If you think something is not right with your relationship, ask yourself these questions. Do I feel safe? Do they make me happy? Do I feel supported? Do I feel loved? Are my needs being met? Do they listen to my views and treat me equally? Are they willing to listen and talk through when I have a concern? I'm going to finish there now and go back to my cup of coffee. So thank you for listening. But please remember, if you don't feel you've got the answer, keep asking the question until you do. If you see something that's not right, if your friends are acting in a way you know is wrong, challenge it, speak out. It's never too late to turn things around. There's always somebody you can talk to about your concerns. Thank you. Stay safe.